it's Yuenny, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you kind of how a motorcycle jacket should fit you. So if you're looking to buy your first motorcycle jacket or just wondering how it should fit you on your body, then keep watching. So the one I'm currently wearing is my first motorcycle jacket, which is a textile one. It's from IXS, I believe. So when I first started riding, I just wanted a jacket to kind of be protected if I were to come off a bike. I wasn't actually looking for anything in particular. I just wanted something that fits nicely and kind of had the protection that I needed. So this was the one that kind of I felt like fitted me the best in terms of how snug it felt, and it wasn't making me look like a box, if that makes any sense, because the sides have a strap where you can cinch in, and everywhere else has kind of adjustments, so for a comfortable fit. So I picked this one based on price and how it fitted me at the time, but I didn't really know what I was looking for when I was going shopping for motorcycle gear. So I picked this one that I felt like was most appropriate at the time. But if you're wondering kind of what you should look out for when you are buying your first motorcycle jacket, then I'll go through some of the features and things to look out for if you want to find out kind of a bit more how it should fit your body. So a jacket shouldn't be too tight, obviously, because you don't want to be uncomfortable, and you want to be able to zip up, definitely, because there's no point wearing a jacket if you're going to leave it open, and if you were to come off a bike, you're not going to be very protected kind of at the front area, or it just might end up coming off your body in altogether. So you have to be able to zip up your jacket. Also bear in mind what you are going to wear underneath it. So if you were just to wear a t-shirt, or you generally only go out riding in the summer, then you could go for something maybe a size smaller, or something that's just a little bit tighter on your body, because you don't have to worry about layering or anything. But on the other hand, if you were to wear something a little bit more kind of, or have the option to maybe wear a jumper underneath or something, then go for a size that might be a little bit bigger than what's comfortable. The other thing to consider is whether you are going to get something with a removable liner. So obviously that would add kind of almost like another layer underneath. So if you keep the thermal liner on, then it will be a little bit tighter, and then if you take it out, it'll be a little bit loose. So it's worth trying kind of all the different options with and without the liner, and taking into account what you're going to wear underneath. Then on the other side of the scale, obviously you don't want something to be too big or too loose on you. The reason being is if you were to come off a bike, and which I hope it doesn't happen, but if something is too big, the armors on your elbow and your shoulder are probably going to slide around. So as you come off the bike, and you might be sliding for a little bit, you don't want the armor to move away from the points when it needs to be protected. So mainly your elbows and your shoulder. Obviously, because that's the whole point of wearing gear, you want them to be protected. So anything that's too big, especially around the sleeves, is not going to protect you if you were to fall off a bike. Sometimes it can be quite hard to find one jacket that fits everything, or it feels perfect kind of all around. What I mean by that is sometimes if you have a jacket that's too tight and you want to go for a bigger size, but you end up getting one that has longer sleeves, so when you go up a size, the sleeves get longer. But also the other way, if you wanted something a little bit tighter around your body, but the sleeves might actually be shorter as well. So that's something to consider when you're choosing a suitable jacket. The best way to try the sleeves is to obviously sit on a bike or be in a riding position, so you can see kind of when you stretch out kind of how far the sleeves come down. You definitely want your wrist to be covered, or at least have gloves that kind of go over your sleeves, so basically there's no exposed skin. So either if something is a tiny little bit short but fits everywhere else, I would recommend using a long cuff glove to cover kind of all the skins around your hands and arms. The other option to choosing something that might be a better fit is something that has a lot of adjustments, like this one. So I have the adjustable strap around the waist, so I can pull that tighter, so everything's a little bit more snug around the body. But then there are also these kind of poppers. So I could leave it on the larger setting and it'll be a little bit loose, but if I wanted it a little bit tighter, I could just go and tighten these, and then these poppers will actually hold them in place. And there's also a Velcro to kind of adjust the sleeves if you wanted to, but I generally find them, I don't need to do anything with the sleeves because they generally fit around the wrist. With a leather jacket, it's a little bit trickier, I would say, because textile generally don't stretch that much. They might stretch a little bit, and they might kind of just be a little bit more worn over time, whereas leather do actually stretch over time. So something that fits you at the time of trying it on, and you've considered all the different things of getting the best fit, but over time it can actually be loose or become loose, and just the leather will just stretch out over time a little bit, so it might not fit as well. So it's more difficult finding the leather that fits best, in my opinion. That also comes from personal experience, because when I was looking to buy this jacket, to me it was quite tricky to know what to look for and how it should fit on my body. I've done a lot of research and did a lot of reading and looking into it to figure out kind of, should I go for the smaller size or the bigger size? Personally, I feel like the smaller size in this jacket fitted me better and it actually looked better on me. But when I've put it on and added another layer underneath, it was so tight around my shoulders. I felt like I couldn't breathe at one point. It just felt like it was just too tight and too uncomfortable. So I went for the slightly bigger size, not a slightly bigger size, just the one size up. So this is the size 10 instead of the size 8. And it fits really well. And I've worn a hoodie underneath and it fits really well. So leather is a little bit trickier. They always say, make sure it's snug, but not uncomfortable. But to me, if it's too tight, it is uncomfortable. So yeah, it is a little bit tricky. So I think with a leather jacket, you should go for something that's as snug as you feel like you can still breathe and move. So almost a little bit uncomfortable to start with, because over time it will stretch. Go as small as you think you can bear kind of the discomfort, if that makes any sense. So if you try a jacket on, again, sit in the riding position, or maybe just not randomly, but imagine if you were to sit in that riding position with a tight jacket on you. Do you think you could bear riding for like 2 hours or 3 hours at a time in that position with that tightness on you? If you think it's too tight and it starts feeling like it's cutting your circulation or cutting your kind of blood supply or something, then that's probably a little bit too tight. My textile jacket came with shoulder, elbows and back protector, so all those armors were included, whereas this one didn't come with a back protector. Generally, most of them should at least come with elbow and shoulder armors. I find like the majority of jackets don't come with back protectors, so bear that in mind when you try a jacket on as well. So if something fits quite nicely, make sure you try putting a back protector in and see how that fits after you've had a back protector inside, because it does make a difference. Sometimes people will try a jacket on and think, oh, I've still got some room, but when they put a back protector in, they can't even zip up. So yeah, definitely consider putting one in and trying it on with a back protector. So just to recap on some of the things to look out for when you try on a jacket and make sure it fits, is to make sure that the sleeves aren't too short, and also not too long because it might get in the way with the glove. Number 2 is to sit in a riding position and just to see how it feels when you are holding the handlebars. Some people try on their jackets and they kind of go, oh, this is tight, but when you're riding a bike, you don't really sit in that position. So you have to be testing it out in the riding position and see how it all fits around your body overall. And the third tip is make sure it's not too loose and big where your elbow and shoulder armors are gonna slide out of place. So those are kind of the most important bits to look out for when you try on a jacket to make sure it fits and it will keep you safe. So hopefully this was somewhat helpful if you are looking to buy a new motorcycle jacket and wondered how it should fit on your body. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. I'll be doing a video on kind of the different ratings for motorcycle gear and kind of which ones to pick. If you don't want to miss out that video, then please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please leave them down below and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.